Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday, September 3rd, I believe it is. The days are starting to all blend together now. And we finally got some weather last night. All day, we had like brief sprinkles. But about 9 o'clock, we got, well, it was a little earlier, about 8 o'clock, we got a band that came through. Really heavy rain. We can hear the winds whipping. It felt like a hurricane, and then it stopped. About an hour later, same thing, except this time, it's like 30 seconds into it, lights flickered, and then it was a loud bang. Lights came back on, though, and we've had power since, but it was like really weird because, in the past, you'd go through these things, and you'd be sitting there for quite a few hours, and then the power would go. But we really thought at that point we were goners and the power was going for us at that point. But luckily that wasn't the case. So it's just a waiting game. It's still here. It's finally here, and just to show you here, you can see that there is the eye, and it is about half the width of the state of Florida now. So that eye keeps growing and pushing out the storm. So we are actually somewhere right about here in the middle of this outer band. And when I look at the future radar, it shows at least for the next 2 hours, the same band is going to be coming around us. So we'll see where it's going to go. The forecasters say that we can see this up to about 4 o'clock this afternoon. So it's going to be another long day. And like here in Orlando, you can see just, a little bit east of us here, they're in the clear here for this period. So, if it was, noon, it'd be bright and sunny there. So interesting as this is. So, one more day. And the unfortunate part, one more day for us. But as you look here at this model, and let me zoom on in here just a little bit. It doesn't want to let me do that. There we go. All right. So you see it's, 100 miles off our coast. It comes up here. Here's about Charleston. And here, it's just hugging. That eye wall is hugging the coast up here. All the way up South Carolina. All the way up through North Carolina. And you can see it's going to start picking up more speed because here's tomorrow morning. So it's all the way up by South Carolina. I don't know what the forward movement projection is. But it's going to start moving and hopefully move through. Get out of there quickly. And, from Friday to Saturday, you can see it's picking up speed and heading off the sea. But, this whole time, it's going to be battering the heck out of South Carolina and North Carolina coastline. So they've already issued all of their evacuations and all that stuff. So, heed the warnings. I know, here in Central Florida, and I haven't seen what's happened on our coast yet this morning, but it's been pretty battering over there because it's been there now and not like happened to the Bahamas. And I gotta say, I'm really, really disturbed by some of the pictures I've seen coming out of there. It is just horrible, the damage that they've had and the people that are still stuck there. And, kudos to the major companies that are pitching in to help them out and giving money and getting things rolling. And I'm sure, once things settle, we'll all start jumping and help there. So, let's get through this and move on. So, while we here are dealing with a hurricane, Xerocon is going on in Brisbane. And so day one, I believe, is in the books. And they've had a great show. I've seen some video and read some information from there. The big takeaway is they're releasing a lot of interesting things. most of it for Australia and New Zealand doesn't really impact us here in the States and Canada. So with that, I'm going to key on the one thing that I think really will help us up here. And it was part of the ecosystem conversation by Nick Holdsworth and talking about single sign-on. You might have noticed single sign-on in Gusto if you're using Gusto. And now it's becoming one of those features that's going to be out there in most of the add-ins, and they're going to work with the add-ins to get that added, because security is such a factor. If you're using your Xero security, Xero is built for high security. Use the two-factor authentication, use that Google Authenticator. It's just going to help make things better for your firms by doing so, and by tying your logins. And you can see here, sign in with Xero, so you can click that, and that will then reach out to the Xero system to authenticate you. And we use that with, I believe it's just Gusto, and I like it a lot because it simplifies things tremendously. So, that's one of those things that's being rolled out right now. And as other items are released, I'll make sure that we start talking about that here, and we'll hit on that. So with that, it's been an interesting morning for sure. And we're just going to wait things out, keep up on what's going on in Xerocon, work on taxes today, and, look forward to talking to y'all and seeing how things are going for you. So with that, we are out of here, and we will see you soon. Grab your coffee. It's going to be a good day.